Lexington's Day Treatment Center is renamed. It's officially summer at Parks and Recreation and the Human Rights Commission. This and more up next on this week's edition of Lexington Now. I'm Neil Noah, and this is Lexington Now. Lexington's Day Treatment Center has been renamed in honor of a local champion for civil rights and education at a ceremony held at the center.
Audrey Grievous was an extraordinary leader, a gifted educator. She was president of the Lexington NAACP chapter, organizing numerous protests and sit-ins in the 1960s, fighting for civil rights. She helped lay the foundation for the diversity that Lexington enjoys today. She was also a gifted educator. This center is a place where we help students get their academic careers and their lives back on track. Mrs. Grievous, a teacher and a principal, she knew how to do that. This name change is important. It's a clear signal that we are proud of the students who attend class here. Lexington is a place that treasures its young people. We're invested in ensuring their success. Here at the Audrey Grievous Center, that means that the staff will focus on inclusivity, the blessings of hard work, effort, and pride. Mr. Jefferson, Robert, I thank, and we all thank, Mrs. Grievous. We all know that she would be proud of the changes we're making here today. In recent months, there's been a lot of talk about the lack of recognition, of course, and the accomplishments, especially, of women in our country and even in our city. There's been a lot of conversation about it. Today, we are taking a step in the right direction in that recognition. There we go.
It is my humble and honor to be able to say this on behalf of my colleague and best friend, Councilmember Peggy Henson. The excellent education and services provided to the students at the now Audrey Grievous Center will not change, but the present stigma for the students by the previous name will go away. I am thrilled that this name change has become a realization, and I am extremely grateful to the family of Audrey Grievous for allowing this school to be named in her honor. Audrey Grievous was a person who felt all lives are of value, and I share those feelings. As we have learned, renaming a building is not an easy task, so I am very appreciative of the school staff, administrators, Youth Services Director Stephanie Hong, and Commissioner of Social Services Chris Ford for their work in identifying an appropriate, magnificent, but mostly respectful name for this school. To the students who attend the Audrey Grievous Center, please remember you have a chance to succeed. Give it all your effort. Your life and success does matter. And I finish with a quote from Audrey Grievous. Anything I want to do, I can do it. It may take a little longer, but I will do it. Thank you. Thank you.
During her matriculation at Kentucky State College, Audrey Grievous became a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Although her membership in Delta was rarely, if ever, mentioned in interviews or articles about her, Soror Grievous's dedication to the sorority and its values were evident in every aspect of her life. We are grateful for her leadership throughout the community, and especially as past president of the Lexington chapter of Delta Sigma Theta. Delta was founded by women working together for a greater cause, and was one more example in Audrey's life that served as a consistent encouragement that Black women uniting with a common purpose and fully supported can in fact change the world. So I leave you with a poem by our soror Rachel Gilroy that I think captures our wonderful soror, Audrey Grievous. She is the embodiment of charity and patience, the epitome of sisterhood and fortitude. Through her emanates a torch of light, glistening rays of sisterly servitude. Forging forth in virtue's stride, holding fast her cardinal's plane, through her beams a will to survive, a grand history to maintain. As the pyramids on the sands of Egypt, she is a phenomenal creation, her stature great. She treads a path of her own mind, succumbing not to peer pressures or acts of fate. Who can she be, this woman of character fine, transcending those of mere majority, a sister destined to shine? She is Delta Sigma Theta sorority. Thank you.
Count of three, we'll put the ribbon. 1, 2, 3.
The official calendar start to summer may be still a couple of weeks away, but for Lexington's Parks and Recreation, summer is already here. It was kicked off with a ribbon-cutting ceremony at the city's newest spray ground at Jacobson Park.
We've got some of the finest parks, public parks, and parks programming in the country, right here in Lexington. That means so much, as I just described it, to families all across our city, all across our community. It adds to our city's quality of life, and that's important to our city's economy. I know that our council members hear this a lot, and Monica, I want you and your team to hear this, that when it adds to quality of life, it adds to our economy. People move today to places where there's a premium on a high quality of life, and that's what we're demonstrating, that's what we're showing today. And I often say that great cities have great parks. That's what we're celebrating, that's what we're recognizing, that's what we're honoring today as well. Lots of fun activities, camps, sports, swimming, walking, so much more. Our parks are just the place to be this summer. Something for everyone.
This is a great day, beautiful day here, and the mayor's right. Our city has a great Parks and Rec department. We've got a great bunch of folks here who've done wonderful things, and I'm so proud that the city's true destination park, Jacobson Park, is in my district. We've seen so many great things come to the park this year, getting ready for summer. An ADA accessible boat ramp. We're continuing the movies that we've done all throughout the summers before. We've had cleanup crews, and now we've got this great new exciting spray ground. You know, this is like running through a water sprinkler and playing with a hose in your backyard as a kid on a hot day, just a bigger, more exciting, more advanced version. And I'm so excited. I can't wait for all the fun that's going to happen at the park here this summer.
We cannot thank Mayor Gray enough for his continued support and engagement in our park system. He truly gets the impact and investment the parks have on our city. We're also fortunate to have Councilmember Worley out with us. He joined us a couple weeks ago, rolled up his sleeves and did a lake cleanup with our team, and he's just been a great integral part to this park already. Our aquatics, planning and design, project management, and maintenance teams at Park and Recreation are with me here today. These are the folks who really come out and get it done. They bring all these projects together. Michelle and Michael and Justin, Brian, Robert, Chris, and Mr. Cheney have spent countless hours on these projects. With over 100 parks in our community, continued enhancements to our parks strengthen our city's neighborhoods and preserve and enhance our environment. In addition to our spray grounds, we've got a lot of other opportunities to get out and play this summer. Soon, kids can play on our new playgrounds at Kennewood and Cardinal Valley Parks. Douglas Spray Ground will also open later today. Youth can play on new multi-purpose fields at Martin Luther King and Johnson Heights, and we've expanded our pickleball complex at Kirk Levington. And in just a few weeks, you'll be able to rent kayaks here at Jacobson Park. As our partnerships continue to grow, our parks programming continues to grow. Tonight, you can take free tennis lessons at Shiloh Park as a partnership with the United States Tennis Association. Join us for Raiders of the Lost Ark coming up soon at Tates Creek Golf Course for our Fairway Flicks event. Register for the 10K or join us for the Girls Junior PGA Championship at Kearney later this summer. Thank you so much for coming out today. Get out and play this summer.
1, 2, 3.
You can get more information on all Parks has to offer on our website. After the break, Lexington's Human Rights Commission.
I'm Sergeant Randall Combs with the Lexington Police Traffic Unit. Accessible parking is a valuable and necessary resource for people with disabilities, and that includes the striped area next to accessible parking spots. These are access aisles, and it is illegal to park here, even if you have an accessible parking permit.
Access aisles are necessary for me to get into my vehicle. They are there because many of us need that space to use our ramps or to transfer into a wheelchair. It's frustrating when a car is parked in the access aisle because I don't have room to get into my van.
Police and Lex Park are writing tickets when they see vehicles parked in an access aisle, and the fine is $250. Know where and where not to park. Keep the access aisles clear. Thank you and drive safe.
Lexington's Human Rights Commission is a nonprofit service offered to all residents free of charge, and its aim is to ensure that there is no discrimination in employment, housing, or public accommodation. Here's Executive Director Raymond Sexton.
Hi, this is Raymond Sexton with the Lexington Human Rights Commission. I'm here today to educate you about rights regarding citizens with disabilities. We're a local agency in Lexington, Kentucky, and we investigate discrimination complaints in the areas of employment, housing, and public accommodation. So individuals who feel like they're being discriminated against in their jobs or with respect to their housing, whether it be situations regarding accommodation, service animals, hours reduced, terminations, whatever. You can call our office and file a formal complaint. Our services are free. Individuals who feel like they've been discriminated against can contact us a variety of ways. You're more than welcome to visit us here at our location. We're at 3042 Waller Avenue, Suite 1A, located right next to the old Central Kentucky Blood Center. You can contact us via our website and file a formal complaint online. Our address is www.lfuchrc.org, or you can call us at 859-252-4931. Feel free to visit us one of those ways. You would fill a formal complaint form out online or at our office, and that form will be sent to one of our investigators who will review it, and then be in contact with you to start the formal filing process. Like I said, our services are free, so feel free to check us out. We want individuals to know their rights. Thank you.
In a few weeks, Lexington Senior Center will be hosting a health fair. Christy Stambaugh fills us in on who it is for.
Hi, my name is Christy Stambaugh. I'm the Director of Aging Services for the City of Lexington. And I want you to mark your calendar for an event coming up on Friday, July 20th. It's going to be a health fair held at the Lexington Senior Center, located at 195 Life Lane. At this health fair, you will find vendors with information and services all related to aging and/or disability services. The event is free, and it's on that Friday, July 20th, from 9 in the morning until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. There should be plenty of parking available, and a lot of information will be there for your use. If you need more information, call us at 859-278-6072.
The goal of Lexington's ADA Task Force is to make public spaces more accessible. Here are some of the areas that most need monitoring.
My name is Jason Jones. I am the project coordinator for Kentucky Works at the University of Kentucky's Human Development Institute. I'm also the chairman of Lexington's ADA Task Force, the American with Disabilities Act, and I'm here today to talk to you about the top 10 inaccessible things that we find in Lexington that we need to check on often to make sure that our community is as accessible as possible. And I'll just read off the list. First, sometimes we have doors that are too heavy to open. The rule should be 5 pounds of pressure or less, and the openers sometimes are not set correctly, which is something that we always need to work on. No landing at the top of a ramp. If you think about being on a ramp, trying to maneuver a door, pulling it towards you, if there's no flat spot to land on, it obviously is very difficult for someone with a disability to be able to open and maneuver that door. Missing grab bars. Often in bathrooms and other places, it's very dangerous for there not to be grab bars. Sometimes they get damaged or they're not installed properly. That's always an issue. Door width, particularly in bathrooms. The law says 36 inches clear. 40 is actually better, but 36 is within the law. Placement of toilet paper and soap dispensers. If you think of being in a chair and having to reach across a sink in order to access soap dispensers or to be able to dry your hands, it's very dangerous and sometimes just not reachable, period. So those need to be lowered. The placement of the light switch for the same reason. Sometimes they're too high to maneuver. Missing curb cuts on routes from parking lots. And sometimes we find things like a curb cut on one side of the road and not a matching curb cut on the other, so where you actually have to maneuver down a street, which obviously is very dangerous. Poor accessible parking, striping, and signage. That's something that we've dealt with the Mayor's Commission, and they're doing a lot of work in order to let businesses know that that's not okay and that we need to make sure that we have full spots with accessible unload zones that are not parked in. Blocked entryways and ramp access. You see this a lot of times inside restaurants and other businesses where they'll have something like a waiter's cart or something sitting on a ramp or some kind of stock or those kinds of things, boxes in the way. So we need to make sure we keep those entryways and those ramp accesses clear. And aisles in stores, at least 36 inches for the same reason, just to maneuver and to let everybody have an equal opportunity to enjoy what Lexington has to offer. So thank you. If you do see a place that has a possible violation, you can call the Human Rights Commission at 859-252-0071, as they are the enforcement arm of the ADA.
Lexington's trying a new approach to handling overgrown portions of public lands, and it's not what you might imagine. Usually when someone's got your goat, it's not a good thing, unless you're Al Dilly of Goat Browsers, an environmentally friendly land clearing business the city has contracted to clear Idle Hour Park.
We've set up fencing, it's electrified, and we turn the goats loose and they eat what they like first. They are browsers. They'll run here to there. They don't stay in one spot very long, but primarily they're here to knock this vegetation down where the city can see what they've got, and probably going to make some decisions on if they'll further maintain or they're going to change or whatever. But there's some kudzu over on the other side of the creek that's really the primary objective, and the goats haven't got to it yet. Normally 15 goats will do an acre in a couple of weeks, more or less. It's a little over 2 acres. We'll cover a little over 2 acres over a period of time. We're in the first phase at this point in time.
Mr. Dilly explains why goats are preferable to usual clearing methods.
If you bring the heavy machinery in, you're going to destroy some stuff you probably wouldn't want to save. And if you use manually, it's probably going to be more expensive. Plus, you're dealing with workman's comp issues, injuries, ticks, snakes, or whatever. Some of these goats here weigh close to 200 pounds. There's 17 goats, average 150 pounds apiece. There's about 2,500 some pound of goat on this property, and they'll consume 3% of their body weight a day normally. So you're talking about 70 pounds a day. And all that matter is turned back into fertilizer.
Mr. Dilley tells us why he does what he does.
You know, you have to be a little crazy to do something like this, but I enjoy working with animals. Every morning I get up, I want a purpose in life. I've retired, you know, I can drink only so much coffee and tell so many tales, and I'm done. I need to be doing something.
The goats will be at Idle Hour Park for the next several weeks. Lex TV has a full slate of meeting coverage this week, beginning with the Planning and Public Safety Committee, Council Work Session, and a special council meeting on Tuesday, the Police and Fire Pension Board meeting and the Board of Architectural Review on Wednesday, and finally the Planning Commission meeting on Thursday. These meetings will be live on Channel 185 and on our live stream, and you can find any televised meeting archived at lexingtonky.gov/LexTV, or find our other programming here or on YouTube channel Lex TV. That's all for this week. Keep up with us on social media, check out the latest traffic updates on Twitter at LexRex, or catch our live traffic cams on lexingtonky.gov. For the staff and producers at Lex TV, I'm Neil Noah, and that's it for now.